Morning. Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's start with the next chapter. I hope you might have remembered last class we have discussed threading. That is for the efficient transfer of a data without any attack. That is for that we have discussed many methodologies there. The next chapter is all about switching. In the first module already we had an introduction. In fact, in IA I had given a question explain the difference between packet switched and circuit switched. Some of you attempted that question also. Many of them they have attempted the first question, but in fact it was a second question. Explain the difference between packet switch network and the circuit switch network. The same topic we have to discuss in detail. There it was only an introduction. That is nothing but we have used circuit switching in most of the telephone networking. Their dedicated path will be established between source and destination. In case of packet switch network, there will be no dedicated link. The packets will route as long as dynamically whenever they get a route. But there will be a kind of delay in packet switching, but there will be no delay in circuit switching. But circuit switching is efficient only for the voice communication. When it comes to the data communication, the packet switching is better, because in circuit switching always the dedicated link will be established. That is nothing but one-to-one communication will be happening between that. So that is why circuit switching is little inefficient. So before going to this switching, first we'll try to understand what is the definition of switching. Switching is nothing but connecting to our devices for the efficient data transfer. So that is why we will be using switching. So already we have seen in the first module that circuit switch and packet switch, another one is a message switch. In fact, message switching is not there for our syllabus, but still there are three types of switching techniques how we can connect our source and destination. Here one kind of network I have. This is a one example of switching how we use. So A, B, C, D, all these are our hosts. That is nothing but our computers which they want to connect, and they want to form a network. In that case, what we will do is we can connect all these computers with the help of switches. So instead of using direct one point-to-point convert, what do you mean by point-to-point network? Point-to-point is nothing but A will be directly connected to B. So in that case, it is called as point-to-point link. But here we don't have any point-to-point link. We are connecting all the hosts with the help of switches. Switching are going to act like a connecting devices. They will connect one device to another device with the help of connecting wires. So here the source A is getting connected to the switch 1, and the same switch 2, switch 3, like this, all they are getting connected to one or the other host. So we have formed the network. Now assume that A wants to send some data to the F. Then according to the switching concept, first A will send it to this particular switch, then this switch will decide, then it will send it to this switch, then this switch, then this, and then finally it will reach the destination. So before going to the classification of switching, with the help of this diagram only, we'll try to understand the different types. That is, one is a circuit switched, and the one is a packet switched. In case of circuit switched, dedicated link will be established before transmitting the data. First, we'll try to understand what we mean by that. Dedicated link is nothing but if A wants to send a data to the F, first A will communicate with this switch, then this switch will communicate with, that is nothing but first only it will find out the path how it can send a data to the F. That means path will be established. This path is belonging only to the between the communication between A and F. So this entire path we call it as a dedicated path has been established between A and F. Once the path has been established, then the data will get transmit. Once the data get transmit, then the termination of this path should happen. That is what we call it as a circuit switching network. Means each and every node which they want to send up data, first they have to establish a path. First they have to find out a path how they can send. That path will be specifically reserved for this A and F itself. Using that path, nobody else can send a data. That is nothing but all these switches will be reserved for A and F. Keep this in your mind. Whatever the resources are available in terms of switches, all these resources will be reserved for A and F. So that is what we call it as a dedicated path is established between A and F with respect to the circuit switch network. But when it comes to the packet switch network, one more word we have, that is packet switch network. In case of packet switch network, they will not find out the route in advance. They will not find out the path in advance. A will send a data to this switch. Directly it will send without identifying any path. In case of circuit switch, first it will find out a path. Then A will send it to this. Then this will send, because already they know the path, they will send it. But in case of packet switching, first they will send it to this switch. Then this switch will be having some kind of table here that is called as routing table. That routing table will be having an address of the destination where it wants to send. Using that address, this switch can decide either I should send it to this switch or this switch. That decision is going to happen dynamically. But in case of packet switching, advanced path is selected and then the data is transmitted. But in case of packet switched, first data is sent to the switch, then switch will decide whether I should go in this path or in this path. There is no dedicated path reserved for anybody here. But in case of circuit switch, there is a dedicated path reserved. So that means whatever the resources that path needs, all will be allocated to that particular link in advance itself. So that is going to be a drawback of circuit switch. That is why I'm stressing the point. Whatever the resources are required for the circuit switching, for establishing the path, so all those resources will be allocated to them in advance. If you allocate them in advance, then those resources cannot be used by anybody else. So that is a one drawback of our circuit switching. Then coming to the packet switching, it will come here and it will take a decision whether I should go here or here. That depends on which switch is free. So packet switch network will take a decision based on once the data comes to this switch decides either this switch is free or this switch is free. Depending on who is free, it will forward the packet. It will not establish any dedicated path. So decision is going to be a dynamic in case of packet switched network. So this is all about the switching introduction, that is for connecting one device to the another device with the help of the connecting services. Those are called as switches. So we'll see the different types of the switching technologies. It has been mainly classified into three types. As I already said, circuit switch network, packet switch network, and message switch network. Then again, packet switch has been divided into two types. One is data networks and the one is virtual networks. So for our syllabus, message switch network is not there. So we are going to study circuit switch network, how it works, and packet switch network, how it works. Under that, datagram network and virtual circuit. Out of these three, one will be the question for your exam also. So anyone, most of the time, he will concentrate virtual circuit network and datagram network. Anyone, he will be asking. Even sometimes he asks circuit switched also. So out of these three, any one question will be compulsory in your exam. Today we'll try to cover at least two, that is circuit switched and datagram network. So let's go ahead with the circuit switched network. Circuit switch network consists of set of switches connected by a physical link. As we already discussed, it will be connected by set of switches. They will be connected by a physical link. A connection between two stations is dedicated path made for one or more links. However, each connection uses one dedicated channel on each link. That is what I said. There will be a dedicated path established between each and every source and destination in case of circuit switch network. If you are using circuit switch, then dedicated path will be established. That is what he is stressing here. Dedicated channel on each link. Each link is normally divided into a channel by using FDM or TDM. So this frequency division multiplexing and time division multiplexing, already we have discussed in the videos. I hope you might have gone through those. So how the bandwidth will be divided into multiple for the efficient usage. The single bandwidth link will be divided into multiple, so that multiple transmission will be happening at a time with the help of multiplexing concept. That is what we have discussed. So I don't want to go to that FDM or TDM right now. With help of that, we are going to divide it here also. So how the circuit switching works? It mainly works in a 3 pages. This is a mechanism how circuit switch networks works. That is the topic, first topic we are going to decide. With respect to efficiency, whether the circuit switching is more efficient or less efficient, that we have to decide. Then what about the delay in transmitting the data, whether delay is going to be more in this case or less in this case. Then how effectively we can use it in a telephonic networks. So that is all the topics of discussion for this topic. Then as we have said, it is made up of set of switches connected by a physical link, in which each link is divided into n channels. We'll see the diagram here. So this is a one switch, second switch, third switch, and fourth switch. Each switch is having three channels. That is nothing but this is what we are concentrating, multiplexing. As I said, there are 3 input for this. Switch is taking 3 input and 3 output, but finally all 3 output will be transmitted over a single channel. So this is what we have discussed in a multiplexing concept also. This is why we use the multiplexing. Now each and every switch is divided into three channels. So according to the circuit switch network, no, there is a host A, this we call it as a source, and this is a host M, this we call it as a destination. No, A wants to send a data to the M, but according to the circuit switch network, how does it work? First, what A will do, A will send a data to the, sorry, not data, because it works in a 3 pages. The first one is called as path establishment page we call. That is, first we'll see that first page is always going to be a path establishment page. Path establishment is nothing but in that page, we are not going to send any data. It is just to identify how I should go. If you want to go to VTU, then first you have to identify by sitting in the college itself. First you have to decide which is the best path. That you have to, by sitting at the college only, you should decide. So first, path identification. Once you identify this pink color line is the first page. We have identified the path. And once you identify the path, this path is reserved only for communication between A and M. And these 3 switches will be reserved for A and M. So in network, we call switches as a resources. These resources will be allocated to A and M itself. If somebody else come and asks, even I want to send a data, in that case, until and unless A and M finishes the communication, these switches will not be released. Only one switch is free as of now if somebody wants to send a data. So these 3 are already allocated for this because dedicated path is established. It is like a government vehicles. They will first establish the path. In that path, only the chief minister car, prime minister car will be going. Nobody else will go when they are transmitting, when they are going in that particular path. So first they will set up the path, then they will pass away, and then they will release it for the public. In the same way, here also, your circuit switch, first it will establish the path, and then it will send a data using this path. Once the receiver confirm that I have received the data, then this path will be deallocated. That is nothing but these 3 switches will be deallocated. Then these switches will become free. Then again somebody else can come and they can transmit the data. So that is what the meaning of your circuit switch network. It works in a 3 pages because I said in the topics of interest 3 pages. 3 pages is nothing but first one is path establishment page, second one is a data transfer page, and third one is a path termination page. In path establishment, you are going to find out the path, how I can send the data, and second one, you will only transmit the data, and then in third page, once the data transmission is done, you will disconnect that path so that those resources, whatever it was holding, will be released so that other devices can come and transmit the data. So this is all about the circuit switch network. Then can anybody tell me whether it is going to be efficient one if you establish a path between source to the destination? Can we have efficiency in this? Efficiency is nothing but, is it good for the communication, for the more amount of data transmission? Yes guys, is it more efficient or less efficient? Students, you are there?
Yes, sir.
It is going to be more efficient or less efficient? because we are establishing a dedicated path between one to another, then definitely all these resources are reserved for only for this. Then if somebody else wants to send a data, they will not get a chance until and unless these people finish. Then is it efficient or not efficient?
Less efficient.
Less efficient, because at that time only one person can transmit, or only one link will be established between them. So compared to the other type of switching technology, this is going to be a less efficient. But what about the data transmission delay? Whether we are going to face any kind of delay in the path? Is there any delay in the path?
No, sir.
Because as I have given the chief minister or prime minister example, when their cars are getting passed, there will be no delay. Directly they will pass, because traffic will be stopped. Then only their cars will be moving. No delay at all. So with respect to the delay, circuit switched is more efficient. With respect to the transmission of data, it is less efficient, because less amount of data will be transmitted, but the delay will not be there while transmitting the data, because this path is reserved only for this. Nobody else will come and disturb them. So definitely delay will be very less. So it is better with respect to the delay. If you are transmitting less amount of data, then circuit switch network is always going to be a better example. And one more thing, circuit switch network is always going to be used in telephonic conversations, because in telephonic conversations always we need a dedicated line between two people. We need a dedicated path between two people. If they are communicating, we don't want any disturbance in between. In fact, sometimes by mistake some communication will be what I can call interconnection will happen. We know how the disturbances will be. So that is why in most of the telephonic communications we are going to use circuit switch, because first it will establish a dedicated path, and then the communication will start. And once the communication is over, we will disconnect the phone, and then definitely path will be disconnected. So your telephones also works in a three phase. First they will establish the communication, that is path, and then they will transmit the voice messages from you and from destination to source and source to destination. And then once the call is disconnected, the path will be deselected. So that is how the circuit switch networks works. So that is what I said. It works in a three phases. One is a setup phase, and the entire duration data transfer phase, and last one is tear down phase. Third one he is calling tear down phase. That is nothing but closing the connection. First is a setup phase, that is a path setup phase. Second is a data transfer phase, and third one is a tear down phase. So these are the three phases in which the circuit switch network works. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is what, with respect to performance, it is less efficient because dedicated path is there, so nobody else can transmit at a time. So with respect to delay, already I said, so during connection time, nobody else will display. During connection time, data is not getting transmitted. See here, A to B we are transmitting the data. A to B is passing through two switches. During this period, during the connection establishment phase, no data is getting transmitted. You just observe. It is connecting all the switches till the destination, and it is coming back. Means it has identified the path now. Means you have chosen the path. So then once the path is chosen, then the data transmission will happen. See here, while transmitting the data, there is no delay at all. Whatever the delay will be there within the transmission of data, only that will be there. But because of the switch or because of the traffic, no delay while transmitting the data. Once the data reaches to the destination, then again termination phase will get start. So during the connection phase and disconnection phase, no data will get transmit. So with respect to the delay will be very less compared to the packet switch network. So in circuit switch, always delay is going to be less, because we are not going to have any disturbance while transmitting the data. We will see when we see the packet switch transmission, how the delay will get occur there. But as of now, in circuit switch network, there will be no delay at all. Next, switching is usually switching will happen at the physical layer in telephone internet. That is what I said. The better application of this switching is circuit switching is telephonic network uses a circuit switching approach. That is because we need a dedicated path between sender and the receiver. So that is why in most of the telephonic or voice communication, we are going to use circuit switching approach. Then coming to the second one, that is packet switch network. Under packet switching network, as I already said, it's been divided into two types. First one is datagram network. Second one is virtual circuit network. So first one we'll see, that is datagram network. How datagram networks works. Already I have given you the introduction. Packet switching is nothing but here there will be no dedicated path between sender and receiver. Dynamically decision will be taken, and it will not work in a three-phase. First it will not identify the path, then data transfer, then closing. No, all will happen at a time. So we'll see directly with the help of example. See here, there is a network which is connected with a switch. There are 5 switches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and middle one is 5. And there are 4 hosts, A, B, C, and D. Here X he has mentioned. Now A wants to send some data to the X. So already I said circuit switching is mainly used for the voice communication or telephonic communication, and packet switching is mainly used for the transmission of data. That is nothing but messages will be transmitted. So we call them as a packets, because the packet switching will happen in the network layer. In network layer, we call messages as a packets. Now assume that you are sending a message called as hi, hello. Hi, hello will be divided into multiple packets. Here he has divided that message into 4 packets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So total 4 packets it has been divided. Whatever the message this particular A is sending, that has been divided into 4 packets. All these 4 packets, in case of packet switch network, they traverse through this network independently. Already we know this, because see here in the diagram, third and first packet they are traveling using this path, and then second packet is traveling in this path, and the fourth one is traveling here, and again first one after coming here we had 1 and 4. 1 is coming back like this, and 3 is going here. That is what the difference between your circuit switch and packet switch. In case of circuit switch, there was a dedicated path, and using that path only our data used to get transmitted. That is a voice message. But in this case, there is no dedicated path. Data will take a random path. There is no path selection in advance. Data will come here, then this switch will take a decision how I should send. Whichever the switch is free, based on that, it will start sending a packets to the next switch. No, it has sent 3 and 1 to this switch, 2 it has sent to this switch, 4 it has went to switch to this switch. Then this switch is getting 3 and 1. Then this switch will take a decision. 1 I will send it to the center one, and third one I will send it to the switch. Then again this will reach, and finally see according to the order, in which order we had sent 1, 2, 3, 4, but in which order they have received 1, 4, 3, 2. There is no order in which we have sent. So order in which we have sent is not received the destination. So this is the one problem we are going to face in our packet switch network, because packets will take a random path, and we don't know which packet will reach first and which packet will reach last. That depends on traffic, how they are facing in between. If the traffic is less here, then this packet will reach first. If the traffic is more here, then that packet will reach last. So that is what 2 is coming at the last. So we are assuming there is a lot of traffic in this particular path. So that is why the order is not maintained here when you receive. Then for this purpose, so again, in order to make use data at the X side, this data has to be rearranged in based on the packet numbers. How we can rearrange? First 1, 2, 3, 4. This rearranging will be done by one of the layer of our TCP/IP protocol and OSI model. What is that layer? Which layer will take up the rearranging or sequencing? The higher layers of our networking communications in a OSI model as well as in TCP/IP protocol suite. You people have written exam also. Which layer will take this reordering of data? Because no, it is not in an ordered format. This data has to be reordered in order to give it to the destination. Before giving to the destination, it should be reordered and then it should be given. So one of the layer of our TCP/IP protocol takes care about that. What is that? Which layer it is? Are we there?
Data link layer.
Data link layer. Data link layer is for the transmission. Upper layers, I am giving you the hint also. It is mainly the upper link layers are responsible for that. Upper link is nothing but your presentation layer comes first. In case of TCP/IP protocol, presentation layer itself will take care about this. In case of OSI, we have an extra layer called a session layer. So that session layer will take care about this reordering. In case of OSI, session layer will do this reordering. In case of TCP/IP, presentation layer itself will take care about that. So that reordering has to be done with the help of our networking model. So that is why the reordering is required. So there we have studied the functionality of session layer as reordering of data will be done. So why that reordering is required? Because of this only, because this data is coming randomly and dynamically. We don't know who will reach first to the destination. It depends on that. So that is why reordering has to be done. So here there is no path establishment and there is no path disconnection. So that is why this packet switch, but it is going to be more efficient because even A wants to send one more message, it is possible to send, it will come here and it will distribute. But what about the delay in this? Is there going to be any delay in this kind of network? Can anybody tell me? Can we are going to have any delay? Yes, students, is there any delay is going to be in this network? Yes, tell me
sir.
whether we are going to have any delay.
Yes.
Because yes, of course delay is going to come in this field, because now assume that this switch will send a data to this particular switch. No, if this switch is busy in transmitting the data of other networks, then this particular data has to wait. Assume that no, the fourth packet is coming from this switch. Now assume that this switch is busy in transmitting some other packet. So till that packet get transmit, fourth has to wait. Then now assume with respect to this, third and one is coming to this. If third and one they are coming here, then if the switch is busy in transmitting the seventh or eighth packet, then that case third and first has to get wait. Of course, multiple transmission will be happening in this network simultaneously, but there is going to be a delay. Definitely there is going to be some kind of delay in our network. So that is a one drawback of using the packet switch network, that is a datagram network. But still it is going to be more efficient compared to the switching network when you are using a data transmission type. If it is a voice network, then the circuit switched is better. If it is a data transmission network, then datagram network is going to be a better. But in datagram network, we are going to have some kind of delay. That is because if switches are not free, then until switch become free, data has to wait here. So once switch become free, then data will get transmit. But the next question here, the one important question is, know how this switch will decide whom I have to send the data. Either I should send it to him, or either should send it to him, or either I should send it to him. What is the destination address? Who is going to give the destination address? So that is the question we have. So for that answer is our routing table. Each and every switch will be having one routing table they will be maintaining. Now assume that this is the one switch. This is going to maintain the destination routing table. That is nothing but according to this switch, how many destinations are possible for this switch? How many destinations are there for this? This is the one destination, and this is another destination, and this is another destination. There are 3 destinations available for this particular switch. Then this switch will be maintaining one routing table. If the address is so and so, then I should send it to this. If address is so and so, I should send it to this. That is what we have in the rest. If destination address, if it is 1232, I should send it to the output port 1. If address is 4, these addresses are randomly I have generated. If it is 1232, I should send it to the port 1. If it is address is 4150, I should send it to the second. If address is 9130, I should send it to the third one. So like this, because switch is having a 4 ports here. See here, they are having 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So whom in which link I have to send? So that decision will be taken based on this routing table. So routing table will be having information depending on the address. It will select the output line. So if the address is so and so, then I will select this line. If address is so and so, I will select this. If address is 9130, I will select this port. So depending on that, switch will decide. So keep this in mind about the routing table. This is going to play a major role when it comes to the virtual circuit switch, because that is the most important one. Because each and every switch is going to have this routing table. That routing table will be having a information. If address is A, then whom I should send. If address is B, then how I should send. If address is C, where I should send. So that decision will be taken with the help of routing table. So that is why we are going to use routing table in our packet switch network. So they will be having, for this address, this is a path. For this address, this is a path. For this address, this is a path. So like that, routing table will be maintained at each and every switch. For this switch, how many destinations are available? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. For this switch, there are 4 paths available. Then, if the address is so and so, I will send here. If address is so and so, I will send here. That depends on what address we are getting. Based on that, data will be transmitted. So that is why this routing table comes into the picture. This we are not going to maintain. It will be done with the help of our TCP/IP protocol suite itself. But still, you should have an idea what is the use of routing table in our computer networks. So coming to the that is what switch in the, okay, as I already said, destination address in the header. No, I said address. Based on the address, where will be the address of this particular packets? The address of the packets will be specified in the header, because these packets will be having some kind of header. That header will be containing source address and destination address. So based on that address only, we will decide the ports. I said only address, destination address. But where will be the destination address? Destination address of each packet will be stored in that particular packet itself, as in the form of header. In header will be having some kind of information, that is source address as well as destination address. So switch will check that packet address, where what is the, so from where whom it is coming and to whom it should send. If it is sending to the X, then what is the path I should give him? So that decision will be taken based on the routing table. Guys, is it clear why the routing table is used?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next,
Yes, sir.
coming to the delay. As I already said, with respect to the circuit switch, we don't have any kind of delay. But see this diagram, transmission. A is transmitting the data to this particular switch. Then immediately this switch is not free. Then this data is going to wait for this much amount of time. Then it will get a transmission. Then again this switch is not free. It will wait for some amount of time. Then the data will get transmit. Then the total delay in getting transmitted is the amount of time from B to the entire period we call it as a delay time. Then definitely delay is more or less compared to the circuit switch.
More.
Yes,
More.
definitely it is going to be more, because there we don't had any disturbances in between. Directly we have transmitted the data. But in this case, definitely there is a kind of delay that depends on how switches are free. If switches are all are free, then there is no delay here also. But in most of the 99% of the cases, switches will not be always free. So they will be transmitting one or the other data. In that case, the packets has to wait some amount of time. So that is why the delay is going to be more. Is it clear? The difference between packet switched and circuit switched?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The next important topic is virtual circuit network. This we'll discuss in the next class only, because this is the most important with respect to your exam point of view also. So we'll discuss in the next class, that is virtual circuit networks. So this is the second type of packet switch. In packet switch network, we have discussed no datagram. The second one is virtual circuit switching. So this we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you then. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, then shall I stop?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.